Fabien Galthie names France squad for final Six Nations clash against England. 5 key takeaways. France head coach Fabien Galthie has confirmed his squad to face England national rugby union team in the final round of the Six Nations Championship, and the team sheet reflects a mix of calculated continuity, forced changes, and subtle tactical adjustments following last week's shock loss to Scotland national rugby union team. Here are the 5 key takeaways from the announcement. 1. Stability in the front row, adjustments behind. As expected, the French front row remains unchanged. Props Jean-Baptiste Gros and Dorian Aldeguerri continue on either side of hooker Julien Marchand, providing a consistent platform for the team. It is behind them that Galthie has made noticeable alterations. The Toulouse second row pairing of Thibaut Flament and Emmanuel Meafou has been reinstated after being used off the bench against Scotland, while Charles Olivon has shifted to number 8. Bench options include the versatile Michael Gillett. The back row sees the arrival of 24-year-old Temo Matiu on his test debut, replacing Oscar Jegou, who is serving a suspension following his eye-gouging incident against Scotland. Matiu joins Francois Cross, the lone survivor from the previous loose trio, with Anthony Jalibert ruled out with a calf injury. At halfback, Galthie has retained the reliable duo of Antoine Dupont and Mathieu Jalibert, while the backline sees one enforced change. Pierre-Louis Barassi steps in for the injured Nicolas Deporter, partnering Yoram Moefana. The wing and fullback positions remain stable, with Louis Bielbayri, Theo Adesab, and Thomas Ramos continuing in their starting roles. Galthie has also made tactical adjustments to the bench, preserving the 6-2 front row split from Murrayfield while introducing fresh back 5 options such as Hugo Oradou and Joshua Brennan alongside Gillett. Baptiste Serin retains his place for the 5th consecutive bench appearance, with Emilien Gailton filling the void left by Barassi. 2. Strengthening the forward pack. One of the most significant takeaways from the team selection is the emphasis on physicality. Against Scotland, France's loose forwards were overpowered at crucial moments, leaving the team exposed in both attack and defense. Galthie, a former scrum half who clearly appreciates the importance of winning the physical battle, has reverted to the heavier, more robust second-row combination of Flament and Meafou for the encounter with England. This decision demonstrates a strategic focus on dominance at the gain line and set-piece. While the previous combination of Olivon and Gillett had produced effective results earlier in the tournament, their relative lack of bulk proved costly against the Scottish forwards at Murrayfield. Flament and Meafou offer additional centimeters and weight in the pack, increasing the potential to control scrums, mauls, and rucks against a powerful English pack. Despite England's recent inconsistent form in open play, Temo Matiu's debut also provides added mass and work rate in the loose trio, helping offset the absence of the suspended Jegou and injured Jalibert. His inclusion brings both size and energy to a back row that must compete physically if France are to maintain their Six Nations title ambitions. 3. Concerns in the front row and midfield. Despite the changes and upgrades in the pack, 2 areas remain potential concerns for Les Bleus. Firstly, the retirement of Winnie Atonio due to a heart condition has left a significant void at tight head prop. While Dorian Aldeguerri has been backed by forwards coach William Servat to start all 5 championship matches, the front row has struggled in certain set-piece situations, particularly in scrums where penalties have been conceded at crucial moments. France may have the highest scrum success rate in the tournament at 91%, but their penalty concession rate is concerning. Unless improvements are made, Galthie may eventually need to consider alternatives or rotations in the front row as the World Cup approaches. Secondly, the selection of Yoram Moefana at inside centre remains a point of debate. Against Scotland, Moefana struggled defensively, allowing opposition midfielders to break through regularly, while his attacking contributions were limited. Despite this, Galthie has retained him, prioritizing experience and proven international capability over form, a decision that could be scrutinized heavily against a dangerous English midfield. Critics have suggested that the younger Fabien Brauboiry, who has impressed during the tournament, might have been a more dynamic option. 4. Young talent versus experience. Galthie's approach demonstrates a measured balance between youth and experience. While he has promoted Matiu to the starting 15, he has opted to leave out Lenny Nucci, who has impressed in cameo appearances, showing that form alone is not always enough to displace established players. Similarly, Maxime Lucu, the usual deputy to Dupont, has not been recalled to the squad, with Baptiste Serin retaining the bench role. Saran has taken his opportunities well, providing leadership and creativity in crucial moments. The selections indicate that Galthie is not panicking after the loss to Scotland. Instead, he is trusting proven performers in critical positions, emphasizing composure and tactical awareness while gradually integrating new talent where injuries or suspensions necessitate change. 5. Confidence in core units. Despite the setbacks against Scotland, Galthie has largely resisted the temptation to overhaul his team. The backline remains largely unchanged, with Dupont and Jalibert forming a reliable halfback pairing and the back three of Bielbairi, Ramos, and Adesog continuing in positions of form and trust. This consistency provides a solid platform for Les Blues to execute their game plan against England. Meanwhile, the forward pack has received tactical tweaks, but the general philosophy remains: trust in the players, back proven combinations, and only make changes when absolutely necessary due to injury, suspension, or performance concerns. The selection reflects a head coach who remains confident in his players, even after a setback, demonstrating a clear understanding of the team's strengths and weaknesses and a willingness to make targeted adjustments rather than panic changes. Bonus insight: tactical considerations. Galthie's emphasis on a stronger forward pack aligns with England's strengths. While Steve Borthwick's men have been inconsistent in recent open play, their set piece remains formidable, particularly with the experienced Jamie George at hooker. By bolstering the second row and back row, France aims to negate England's power in scrums and mauls while regaining dominance in the tight phases. The decision to back Moefana, despite a poor showing against Scotland, reflects Galthie's belief that his experience can help stabilize the midfield against England's attacking threats. The team's selections highlight a philosophy of measured confidence over reactionary changes. Conclusion: Fabien Galthie's squad announcement ahead of the final Six Nations round demonstrates careful planning, targeted changes, and measured trust in both experience and young talent. With Matiu stepping in for the suspended Jegou, Flamant and Moefana restoring power to the second row, and key players like Dupont, Jalibert, and Ramos providing stability, France has positioned itself to challenge England in a high-stakes encounter. The selections reflect both a response to the Scottish defeat and a longer-term strategy, emphasizing physicality, experience, and tactical awareness. While concerns remain in the front row and midfield, Galthie's approach shows confidence in his players and faith in the core units that have carried France through the tournament. If Les Blues can execute their game plan effectively, address weaknesses exposed against Scotland, and dominate the physical battle, they remain well placed to defend their Six Nations title.